The Express.
Welcome to the Express Podcast, where in this episode we discuss the Falcons head coaching opening, NFL playoffs, and recap Cubs Con. We love sports and talking about our insights, as right or as wrong as they may be. Enjoy. All right, folks.
We back.
Welcome back. The
You're-
Express Podcast. Back to what we love doing, talking about sports.
We need a new head coach.
Need a new head coach.
We're getting one.
So we had Wild Card Weekend, NFL. We don't really
Big
need to get
coaching
into
carousel.
coaching carousel.
Movements.
Had Cubs Con.
Cubs Con.
We're just going to dive into a couple things, our little thoughts.
Yeah.
Let us know what y'all think.
Let's go.
Do you agree with?
We're just going to start with what we all want to talk about.
Yeah,
Do we agree with letting Arthur go?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was time. But
Yeah,
I think
dude,
you
it was
said.
time.
I think you said that he was going to be back next year. Did he say that?
I probably
Dansby
did.
did say that at one point.
But we also then gave up 41 and 48.
Yeah, he
points.
was convinced he was
How do you feel about the issue of them scoring? At
Hated
the
it.
end?
Thought it was Bush League.
Oh, you thought it was BS?
Yeah.
I think the play call was Bush. If you're gonna score, line
if
up.
they
and
would have
go
just
score.
Yeah.
I
Go
would.
score.
I
Go
would.
score.
I mean, I'm sure we'd all be like, kind of BS they ran up to score, but at least they ran plays.
Yeah, I don't
This
care
was
if they
this
ran.
was a. It's a white flag moment, right? Like victory
Gotcha.
formation is
You are signaling we are
Game's
doing
over.
nothing. Yeah,
Game's done.
We are done playing.
Plays like
Yes.
this is the reason that D linemen and O linemen fight at the end of the game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
But then again, God, it was tough to watch.
But I mean, as a just
It was our season
morbid
to a T.
nasty. This is what the Falcons do to me. I loved
I
it.
think they did it, and I just
Running up.
texted y'all,
I saw-
golly.
Dude.
I saw a tweet
Couldn't believe it.
that made me laugh because, rivalries, can't stand the Saints, don't like Saints fans. We were all kind of in the same boat, us and Saints fans. Both of us, I think, wanted to lose that game so that we could fire our head coach at the time. They still got Dennis Allen, as far as I know. They fired,
The OCs
The
and
OC.
everybody. Yeah.
but they still got Dennis Allen. We lost Arthur Smith. We cut some baggage. Had we won, maybe it's a different outcome.
I don't think so. I think that.
But
they
do you
were-
think Dennis Allen gets fired if they lose?
No, I think
What
that
year
I
is
think
this
that
for
what
him?
they did was this was year 2.
Yeah, so
I think
then
what
he
they
get one more
did.
year.
I think what they did is what they were going to do regardless, and that was get rid of the whole offensive building and try and bring in something new. Yeah, I mean, I think that at the time I felt like Arthur they were going to give him another year, just to potentially.
At what
maybe
point
bring in
did you think that thought? When did it change?
I was thinking it started to change after the Bears loss, when I was like, they really might actually be playing for his job. But at the same time, is that 1 week? Does that really determine if you look at the totality of his coaching tenure? Does that really? Should you only be looking at that 1 week, or should
No,
you be
you're looking at
the full body
7-10,
of work?
7-10, 7-10.
Correct.
No progression.
Even if it's been 8,
No
9,
progression,
it's like it's still
any-
the same product.
Yeah.
It's still the same issue.
And like with him, it's like you want to have the keys to the offensive castle. The defense got better.
Yes.
offense
like-
had better players and got worse.
Yeah.
Not great.
And yes, you can blame it all on one quarterback, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, that is your job to get him better. And he didn't have any signs of
I
progression.
mean, you saw Matt
and I hate
Ryan
it.
breaking him down in the last game of the season of all the fundamental mistakes he was making
Yeah.
as a quarterback.
Yeah.
This is week 18.
Yeah.
Matt
his-
Ryan was probably like, "Oh, you want me to break this guy? Yeah, not a problem."
Yeah,
I got
got
this.
you.
I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. And that throw he was breaking down was
So it
baffling.
was needed. Did y'all watch the press conference? I had time to kill, so I watched the whole hour and a half on YouTube. I was out in Texas.
Some of
hitting.
us work.
Yeah.
I was out in Texas hitting, and like I was watching like snippets and got through the whole thing. Wasn't a fan. I think it really exposed the Falcons' like power structure and how they are doing things. Obviously, I'm gonna love them, root for them, support them, regardless of what they do. I'm a fan.
We're fans. We're delirious, delusional
Yeah.
fans.
So I mean, let's just get into it. So they've obviously interviewed a bunch of guys. I think they still have a bunch of guys to interview. But obviously, let's go ahead and talk about it. There's two
It's
big
gonna
fish
be
out there.
Belichick.
There's two big fish out there that they're really gunning for. If you could pick between the two,
I'm not gonna say it.
I know.
I'd
I
rather
know.
have Harbaugh.
You're literally
I'd
wearing your
rather
house,
Harbaugh.
I
Would
think
you really?
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
I think without a doubt.
1000%.
I think he's shown the ability to innovate.
He's done it
Belichick
everywhere he's
hasn't.
been.
Belichick hasn't. And are you going to trust?
And here's
are you gonna
also my
trust
thing
bringing in a
too.
new quarter?
And here's
You
my
need
thing
a new
too.
quarterback.
With Belichick, you got to win now. He's not going to be here in 4 years. I mean, how much
Correct.
longer is he going to be coaching?
3 years, maybe.
In theory, you want to. I mean, we fire our coach after 3 years, every 3 years.
My thing is,
But like in theory, longevity of a coach is.
You want him to
important.
stay for a while. You want it
Good
to look like we have.
sorry, we just saw
Ant-Man. Shout out Ant-Man.
of
All things
Anthony
sports.
Edwards just
Good.
Oh my
Lord.
goodness.
going crazy.
Mama.
All right, no,
Okay,
but
we're back.
my thing is, we need to start over in terms of the quarterback position, and I don't. With Belichick, to me, it just goes hand in hand with they're going to bring in a veteran guy, and to me, if this franchise wants health long term, you got
And
to
as far
start
as
young.
veteran
in the draft.
guys
Kirk Cousins,
and Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
I don't think they
Russell
bring in
Wilson.
Justin with.
But like
Belichick.
who's available? Russell,
I do
guess.
though, potentially, because the thought is when Chicago played New England, he torched Bill.
Really?
Yeah, had one of his best games of his career. So that probably sticks out. I'm saying that could stick out to Bill. I don't know, but I just have a hard time. I would just love to pair
And
a coach and a quarterback that you can feel
if
like you
Bill-
can have for
if
8 to 10 years.
Belichick's here. Is Terry gone?
Probably.
Yeah.
Even if Harbaugh's here, is he gone? Maybe. I don't know.
Per the press conference.
He wasn't at the press conference, was he?
Mm-mm. Which is another.
And
It's just a weird situation.
And what was his? He came on 92.9 or someone came on 92.9.
Rich McKay did.
And yeah. And what was his reasoning for why Terry wasn't there?
That he was doing a bunch of work up at Flowery Branch, which
What are you working on, brother?
yeah,
Well,
you had
so,
all that.
I mean,
well, my thing
yeah.
is, but the last one when they fired Dan Quinn, Dimitroff was there, or when they fired, was it Mike Smith? The previous time they had gotten rid of a coach and we had a GM.
well, I feel like it's a pretty big move for your franchise that you would want your general manager to
have
be
all
there.
three of them up
yeah,
there.
exactly.
That's fine.
Like, don't cut anyone out.
Right.
If all three of them dictate what goes on in the franchise.
And the fans and the press were not.
Oh,
they
they,
were-
had,
they
they asked the
drilled them.
questions.
They
They asked
drilled
the
them.
questions
I
as
was
they
proud of
should,
them for
bro.
that.
Because
And that's because they're frustrated. I mean, we're all frustrated. Like, and
it's
I
just
think
the same
too,
thing. It was
it's
just
the same thing, and
over
it
and
does
over and
not
over.
help how dominant UGA is because everyone's like,
not that
even
hard.
me a little bit. I'm like,
It's not that
what's
hard.
going on, man?
Yeah.
We should be dominating here. We should
Especially
be
in a weaker division right now.
Yeah.
I don't
Boy,
know.
I don't know.
Eagles,
That boy
may,
Baker, boy.
Eagles might have something to say about that.
Yeah, that boy Baker.
But that's the other crazy thing. If we would have had Baker on 4,
Maybe the NFC South.
Man,
is,
people were
maybe the
hating on my man
NFC
Baker. That
South
dude
were
is
just
a-
eating each
he's a-
other
Baker's
alive.
finally healthy and he's
He's
balling.
a
Good for him.
dude. Yeah, he's
I saw a
confident. He
picture
is
on Twitter
confident.
of him at Panthers practice with his
hand in the dirt.
3-point stance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to have been a joke. But
8 coaches in
so I mean,
6
so
seasons.
realistically, what a dream scenario for y'all? What is it? If you were the GM and you're like, all right, I
I
get to
told
pick
you. I
the coach,
texted it. I
the coach
texted it
and
to you.
the quarterback.
But
Who is it?
I think it depends on what we have to give up. Like they were saying,
Hold
I
on
saw
now.
something that said we were giving up our 8th for Justin Fields.
No.
And I'm like-
that's cap. That's cap.
I'd
That's
rather
cap.
give my 8 to
You'd
move
get-
up and grab whoever.
Yeah.
Okay,
who it
so
is.
You wouldn't
that's
give up
what
the 8 for Fields. You give up maybe second.
That's
third,
what it
and a
was.
second
We were
next year
giving
or
up.
something.
We were giving up our 8, Dez, and somebody else to swap with Chicago.
At the number 1 spot?
Yes.
At the number 1 spot.
Mhm.
Not
So
for Justin
8
Fields,
no,
though.
well, I'd seen both. I'd seen a equal.
I would do that for the number 1 pick.
But it was 8th, Dez, and probably a future first.
I'd do that for the first.
Yeah,
first overall
dude.
pick?
Look what the
They give up
what did the
DJ
Panther-
Moore and their first round pick and future.
Moore.
And yeah.
So I texted this to Dansby. This is my. I said after much reflection, I'm cool with bringing in Todd Monken from the Ravens. Maybe that's biased with the Georgia ties,
It's all right.
and then bringing in Jaden Daniels because I think he can be comparable to Lamar. And you see what Todd
Well,
Monken's
Todd
been able
shown
to
his
do with that
ability to-
offense,
And he's shown his ability to work with different styles of quarterbacks.
and he's been in the NFL previously before this Baltimore run. And then my second one, which I'm after much reflection, I had Frank Smith, who's the OC at the Dolphins.
Mhm.
I don't know about that one anymore.
Well, here's my next question.
I like the dude from the Texans because
Bobby Slowick.
Bobby Slowick
That's where I'm at.
well, here's my
and
question.
Caleb Williams. Trade
Do
up for the first and
we-
bring in Bobby Slowick.
Okay.
Get him his guy.
Do
Okay.
we need to hire someone who has been a head coach? Because we've been hiring all these coordinators,
I know.
and
Let
it's
me put it
been
this way.
biting us in the butt.
I've been thinking about this a lot. As you can tell, I had enough time to watch the press conference. I got time.
Yeah.
My thought is I would prefer Jim over Bill. All right. If you're going big game hunting, I prefer Jim. Whoever it is that he desires to have at quarterback, which should be in the draft, you let him do.
JJ McCarthy.
No chance. It's Desmond Ritter 2.0.
Throw up.
Desmond Ritter 2.0.
But that he's
I would throw up.
he knows his system though.
He's going to run a completely different system than the NFL. He will.
I mean, yeah, but it'll
will.
be. Well, it
It's
depends
not-
on who he
Let
hires.
me get through. Let me get through. What I really
Guys are scaring
what I
me.
really want to happen is Bobby Slowick. Strictly because if you look at it, I trust the Shanahan tree. Look at the
Yeah.
Shanahan tree
Mhm.
and the coaches that are
Or the previous
dominating.
Falcons coaching staff that we had in the house
that
at one
is
point.
that then became Shanahan tree. LaFleur,
Shanahan.
McDaniel,
Yep.
Slowick now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take Bobby Slowick and move up to get whoever it is that he wants. I don't necessarily know if I have a preference in Caleb Williams, Drake May, or Jaden Daniels. I don't know if I have a preference. Let them pick. I kind of prefer Jaden Daniels personally.
Is Jaden or Caleb?
You don't like Drake May.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
torn
not
Drake
familiar
May.
with
It's
his game.
If we're gonna take
I'm torn on
Drake, we
Drake
might as well
May.
take JJ.
I'd take Drake May over JJ.
I don't
McCarthy.
know,
I would.
dude. I
I would.
don't know. At least JJ, he's played in big games for his good comp.
Justin Herbert, bro, at Oregon. Come on, they didn't really
Yeah,
play
but
that many
that's-
big games, and he is
Also, if we get Bo Nix,
gross.
I'll throw up as well.
But Justin Herbert is way different than Drake May.
No, but I mean, going back to the argument that Josh Allen was at Wyoming, he didn't play in big games, and look at my man's eating in the playoffs.
What's Drake's size?
Big boy,
No
I mean, he's
discrimination.
stout. I don't think he's 6'5".
6'3".
Yeah, I don't think he's 6'5".
2.
I mean, he's a stout boy. He'll run somebody over. He'll put a face
Let's
mask
see.
on a face mask.
Okay. I'm just thinking.
I've seen some goal line rough
quarterback
house.
run.
Goal line rough house from Drake May.
I respect it.
6'4", 230.
All right.
Well, I said he's not 6'5", he's 6'4".
Threw for 3,600 yards, 24 tutties, and 9 picks.
What's his rush yards looking like? Because he can put a foot in ground.
Space out, yeah.
Last year he ran for 700. This year he ran for 400, but a lot less attempts, which good on him.
Yeah,
But
he
9
had the
tutties.
business decision.
I don't know. I want to go young because it does reset the cap structure a little bit because you're on that rookie deal. And I just like what Bobby Slowick's done. And obviously we've talked about the CJ Stroud thing, and I just trust the Shanahan tree. I trust the vision. I worry a little bit about Ben Johnson. That's a little bit of Arthur Smith 2.0. Just because the physicality that they play with, they have an unbelievable offensive line, got an experienced quarterback, and playmakers all over the field. And I just kind of think,
But
like,
we have
dude, does it
playmakers
have
all
to be
over
that?
the
But
field.
does it have to be that perfect system for it to work? You know what I mean? Because like, is it just a perfect storm for him up there in Detroit? And to me, I don't know. I like the Bobby Slowick thing because I trust the Shanahan tree. That's where I go with it.
I would like to see us if we're gonna do it, let's do it. We take the quarterback you want, find a way, whatever you got to give up, give up. Take the quarterback you want, get the head coach you want, and then try to get a dominant wideout.
Through free agency or trade or
Maybe try
I
to.
mean,
Where
my boy
are we at?
Puka Nacua is 4th rounder,
Yeah, but
5th rounder.
someone that can go and get it. Someone that can stretch the field vertically for us. Someone that
Well, they can just stretch it any which way. I think that's like who can create separation. I don't care if it's separation on a slant, a cross route.
the ball gets in his hands, they're like, oh,
They're open.
yeah.
It's a safety blanket. Like, look at what Josh Allen did when Stephon Diggs got there, like creating space. Look at Keenan Allen for Justin Herbert. Like guys that know how to create space, easy throws, easy completions. Look, even Justin Fields a little bit with DJ Moore. Like,
Oh, changed everything.
the game got a little bit slower and easier. So I mean, I would love that. I don't know if there's necessarily one in this draft that you're going to put all that stock into. I think you'd want to go pay. Bless you. But I think I'd rather prefer to go spend money on an edge like Brian Burns, maybe.
Brian Burns would be nice.
Yeah, I'm cool with an edge. I'm cool. Yeah.
The things I've seen though is if they do get Harbaugh, that potentially if the Panthers DC doesn't get a head gig,
He'd come.
that he would come, and which then could potentially maybe mean a little reunite here. But I mean, that's all obviously just rumor and hearsay. But I don't know. We obviously there's some things that we can do, but to me it is a desirable job.
Yeah.
Good offensive line,
Young
good
core.
defense, young
Super
core,
young.
got a lot of untapped potential.
Mercedes-Benz. I mean, like,
Atlanta's a great place to live.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
sell
It yeah,
Let's get Jim on the phone.
yeah. Let's call him. He's sitting here like, hey guys, yeah,
my khakis?
I was down there. Yeah. I
I
feel like
just like-
Jim's a
I'm a-
guy with stories. It was
Yeah, there's a lot of stories in those Dockers.
1986, and yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, and Jim's just a football guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's won
He's
everywhere he's
won
been,
everywhere
man.
he's gone, and I just feel like as a head coach, I mean, we did the experiment with Arthur Smith. It's just like, I mean, just like off the top, I mean, you have like Dan Campbell, who's like kind of a goob, but like he's a leader. Like I heard somebody interviewing, like as a head coach, like it's nice if they have coordinator qualities, but at the end of the day, the head coach needs to be a leader of
character
men,
guy, culture guy.
culture guy, leader of men, and you let your coordinators do the thing.
Which shame because Arthur he just wasn't able to get the X's and O's right on the offensive end, which stinks.
And do you think that was, I mean, just to speculate, but like, is that an ego thing? Do you I mean,
I think there's a lack of infrastructure within the offensive side of the ball. Like, I think he just took it all upon himself, and I don't think that he ever necessarily was willing to evolve in that regard.
Well, I mean,
bring in any help. No
well, look
coach,
at
no
he
OC.
knew the ship was sinking, and the captain's going to go down with this ship.
McCarthy coming into this year, they got Kellen Moore left, and he changed systems, and he started calling plays himself.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Is he
going to
get fired?
Probably.
Belly's coming in.
I'm
The problem with
convinced
Belichick
Belichick's
is
coming to
he
Atlanta.
wants full control.
Which is terrifying.
So if you hire him, you just got to know, well, you're hiring 3 other people essentially with him, with one person, because he's gonna.
But like, and that's where the issue is like as a GM, dude, his rosters are trash.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good track
winning
record in that
teams.
regard.
He doesn't
when
build
has full
winning
personnel
teams.
control.
So there has to be something. But I guess that's maybe what Rich McKay and Arthur Blank were talking about. It's like kind of runs through them ultimately.
Well, and I felt like for him, for New
Just
England,
Dallas.
it was kind of
Yeah.
a sinking ship, as in, they were good for so long. In
Tom
order to
Brady.
be good for that long,
that
you have
standard was hard to uphold.
you have to give up so much over the years that you're going to come to a time where it's rebuilding season and it's just going to be a culture change. Like you have to change. It is what it is.
So, any last words before we move on?
Yeah, who's your dream coach?
I don't.
I gave
know.
my 2 scenarios that I wanted.
I gave you mine.
I really don't
Bobby
have-
Slowick, Caleb Williams, or whoever his guy is, or Todd Monken and. Jake
I like
Daniels.
staying in the Shanahan tree. But I just can't decide if I want to hire a previous head coach or if I'm okay with taking another coordinator. I don't know how much smoke there is behind that. I really don't know. My thing with Jim is I just don't feel like Jim fits Atlanta. I don't feel like Belichick fits Atlanta.
But do you think Bobby Slowick comes in or Todd Monken and then they hire an offensive coordinator as well? Because McDaniels has an OC in Miami. Shanahan has an OC in.
Yeah, but they still kind of call plays a little bit.
I'm not saying they can't call plays, but they have a coordinator
they
there
have like a
that,
co-offensive coordinator.
also watches film and gives input,
Yeah.
which we did not have in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Or a quarterback's coach. I don't know for certain,
Well,
but I
it's-
almost assume both Dolphins, Shanahan, all of them have quarterback
It's
coaches
kind of
as
like
well.
look at Kirby Smart at Georgia. Kirby
Leader
is
of men.
not there to run a defense. Kirby is running a business.
yeah, correct. He's
And
CEOing it.
correct. And he will the CEO every once in a while step in? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they get final say.
I mean,
Exactly.
At
At
the end of the day, this
Did
is-
you see that interview with Kevin Steele? He was like, "Who do you think's really the DC?" And somebody's like, "You." He's like, "No, it's the guy that's won 7 natties." Like at the end of the day, if a decision has to be made, that guy's making it,
Mhm.
which is what he's supposed to do. That's what he gets paid to do.
He's the authority. If he
All
if
right,
he says
moving
I
on.
want this, you're gonna get that. Sorry.
Moving on. Wild card weekend
Thought we were gonna
of
talk
the
about
what
dogs.
4 games? Was it 4 or 6?
Packers.
I
think.
picked the Packers. Talk to me.
I mean,
I just don't believe in the
think,
Cowboys.
I just didn't.
My entire life since Tony
I
Romo
just
fumbled the
didn't.
snap.
But I didn't think it would be that dominant of a.
My entire life.
Yeah, I just didn't think it would be that dominant. Like them winning doesn't necessarily like surprise me. How they won surprises me.
Yeah,
Like they came and
I
punched
couldn't
them in the
believe
mouth.
my eyes when it
fast.
was 27-0. I was like,
Yeah,
and Jordan Love was like ridiculously good. Dan Quinn defense.
and then
disappeared.
I mean
So,
the Texans and Browns is just like
that one.
Joe
that
Flacco
one
just showed up. Like
blew my mind
we
a little
did
bit.
it. I mean, their defense not showing up kind of blew my mind.
That's what blew my mind. Defense travels and it didn't. They
But
gave up.
the Texans have been kind of like
They've been
explosive all year.
Yeah, I know,
feel
but
like
still.
So like the Texans Browns.
Tampa didn't really surprise me, to be honest. Philly the
last 7 weeks of the season.
Buffalo didn't surprise me.
No.
Kansas City and Miami didn't surprise me.
Mm-mm.
The Rams Lions game was like the only
Rams
good game.
Lions game was an unbelievable game.
Yeah,
that was a good
Hate
game.
it for Stafford, but
love it for Detroit.
And
I kind of liked it for Goff too, man. I feel like
Jared Goff.
I feel like he's
it's
nice,
cool
bro, and people don't talk about him enough.
And both parties got what they wanted, right?
Yeah.
Like the Rams got a Super Bowl, and the Lions got who they feel like is their quarterback.
Goff. It just felt good, and it felt good. I don't know. I really like Dan Campbell.
I did too.
Yeah.
I just like players, coaches, and
he played like he gets it. I saw a clip of him being like, "Man, I don't want to." Did y'all see? He's like, "I don't want to do this, y'all, but we have to. We have to get better. Like,
I love
we're
that
going
clip.
to tackle in practice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. If we were great at it, we wouldn't be doing it, but we have to. And I'm sorry because I know that this is hell on y'all.
Because I've been through
like,
it.
this
I'm
is
trying
hard.
to protect your bodies.
This is hard.
Yeah.
I know that we're trying to get through the year, but
The Eagles should have done that.
we need to get better, man. Oh,
Eagles got a culture problem.
Yeah. Well,
Do you think Sirianni's gone?
that would be wild to me, but dude, you just never know.
I know.
Philly,
they fired Andy Reid. They
fired
fired
up with it.
Peterson after 2 years after he
It's
won the
starting
Super
to look
Bowl.
like, hey, coordinators, and it's like, do you give him a chance to at least like redeem himself in the coordinator?
But that's kind of the
position.
I mean, not
What's
comparing
going on over there with like the people, like the players yelling at Jalen? And have you seen that?
I think that's just overall
Frustration
frustration coming out.
And
I think
Jalen
everyone
sitting
loves
there
it.
like,
going from 10-1 to
And Jalen's probably like, hey, put it all on me. Like, I get it. I'm the highest paid guy. I'm the quarterback. This is my team. Like, you can put it on me. That's fine. Because I think everyone loves and respects Jalen. Like,
because I think
Mal
he is
loves
a good
Jalen. Like, I love his personality and like what he cares about, what he wants to do, and what he wants to achieve, and how he handled the stuff at Alabama, and like
and
his
Oklahoma
whole story.
and,
like,
yeah.
it's awesome, man. I don't know.
And Philly's crazy,
him in
bro.
the
That's the
media.
only reason I ask. Because like 1 year out from being in the Super Bowl, firing coach is wild.
I know.
in one of the greatest Super Bowls. That game was a
Like
really
one
good game.
one call away from them winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You arguing that they should have won.
Yeah.
That they got kind of crapped out of
Screwed,
it.
yeah.
I don't know, man. It'll be a fun divisional round because you got
I was about to say, let's look at the matchups.
Baltimore and Houston,
Yep.
which I think will be a pretty darn good matchup. You got
Packers, Niners.
Packers, Niners, which I think 49ers probably
Roll.
handle business. Shanahan after a bye week, book it.
Yeah.
And then you got Detroit and Tampa, which I think is actually gonna be a pretty good game. I do.
I feel like they kind of match up nice
Yeah.
to each other.
Wouldn't mind
And, like,
Baker getting another one.
I think Baker's
dude, and like I kind of
that
ride for
confident,
Baker,
like
bro.
he don't
It's like,
care, bro. He's just gonna go out there and sling that
do his thing. Do his thing.
Bad secondary, like they're
Yeah.
gonna throw the ball 35, 40 times. And if Mike Evans gets loose,
Then
boy, he might have 202 tuds, 2 or 3
Yeah.
tuds.
I was out on Baker when they planted the flag at Ohio State. I was back in on Baker during his trash talk in the Kansas game.
see,
A lot of people got out on him. I jumped back
He's a competitor,
in.
bro. I love
Yeah.
it. And then what's the? Is there one more game? No, we talked about him. The
Chiefs Bills
Chiefs Bills
rematch
Oh man.
in Buffalo.
I got Buffalo.
It's due.
I
It's
think
their
it's their
due.
year. I
It's
think it's their year.
I just feel like the Chiefs were barely hanging on, and then they put something together versus Miami, and then
and the Bills are just at this point where it's like
come on.
they're winning the games.
they've been in playoffs for like the last 8 weeks.
really,
because
yeah,
they
they had
to
win.
win to get in, and they're just playing good ball. I think Joe Brady and Josh Allen are on the same page. I think it's just like kind of finally their time to ascend to the top. I don't know if they end up winning the whole thing, but
It'd be hard to
it
pick
just
against the
feels like-
Ravens
it
or
just
Niners
feels
right
like
now,
it's
but
moving in that direction for me. But I was kind of disappointed with this past week, man. Like, just one good game, like it's the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess there hasn't really been like even looking at college, like there really wasn't great bowl games, like.
But the semifinal, I mean, they were good. The semifinal games were
Yeah, they were
electric.
good, but 2 out of whatever.
Yeah, I know.
But it was like that last year. I mean,
You got any other thoughts on NFL this weekend?
no, I'll just be interested to see what happens.
And we'll talk about it next week.
Don't know
Mhm.
when this episode's going to come out, but I'll be interested to see how correct or how wrong we are.
Yeah, let's do some picks.
All right.
Are we doing
Let's do
spread
AFC
or
first.
straight?
Let's
Spread
do,
or straight up?
I mean, I understand the spread, but I'm not a gambling man, so I just like going straight up.
Okay, straight up.
All right, so you got
Texans, Ravens first.
Texans, Ravens.
Ravens.
Okay, all in unison. Packers, Niners.
The Niners.
Niners.
Okay, all agreed.
This is
Pretty easy. Yeah.
Bugs, Lions. We're gonna look real smart or real dumb.
Yeah.
I think
I'm going with Baker, baby.
Are you?
Yeah. Get him on the pod.
I think I was gonna go with.
Get them on the
I
pod.
think I was gonna go with the Bucks.
All right, I'm going Lions.
Okay,
I know.
that's
Dan
fine.
Campbell, stand up. Dan Campbell,
hey,
for the
man,
boys. For the
I ain't
boys.
got no beef with that, man.
I ain't got no beef with that at all.
I got beef
And
with the
then-
NFC South. But then, all right, so if they beat the Lions, South wasn't that joke of a conference?
Talk about tough.
Yeah, talk
Well, I
about
feel
eating
like
yourself
they've-
alive. It's like the
Uh-huh.
SEC.
They've been playing well their last like 7 or 8 games, so I think they're 6
They've
or
been
7
winning.
and 1.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, and then Chiefs, Bills. This is the big one.
I got
Okay, this could
Buffalo.
go either way.
I got Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo.
Yeah,
I'm just like
Get the tables out.
Patty
it's
and
Patty in the playoffs, bro. He's already tied with in second place for the most playoff wins is 6th season, 7th season. I mean, yeah, dude. I'm just like Bills Mafia gang. So
For my boy Ship. I'm
That's
going
what I'm
Bills.
saying. It's for A
He
Ship
needs
99.
it. He
bro.
needs
It's
it.
for
Yeah.
A-Ship.
A Ship 99 needs a Bills victory.
My boy Ship needs a Bills victory. Like I
Uh,
need air to breathe.
Yeah.
All right, last thing we're going to talk about is just Cubs Con.
Yeah,
this
let's do a
past
rundown.
weekend.
Cubs
How
Con.
cold was it?
Yeah,
was-
shout out the dedicated fans because
Yo,
you
for
wouldn't
real.
have caught me
I
out
saw.
there,
I'm
bro.
glad I didn't. I mean, it would have been cool to go.
Wow.
But I saw a
Mind-boggling.
video of the same river we were on, brother.
Oh,
On a boat with shorts on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wind was whipping, and it looked like the day after tomorrow. And I said, "Ooh,
Yeah.
wee."
Dude, it was-
and
my
these-
flight got
these
delayed
guys-
going in. My flight got delayed going in just because it was pretty much like a blizzard that morning. And
cold as
then
crumpets.
These
It took a
cats-
while getting out the next night too, just because obviously the weather trying to leave. But
They
I mean,
woke
dude,
up.
Cubs fans.
They saw day after tomorrow, and you said, "You know what? We're gonna go watch some Cubs players.
Yeah, they
Yep.
say it's
let's
Cubs
go
Con
listen.
today.
Let's go listen to D Swan."
This is just
Talk
another
that
Friday
talk.
in Chicago, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put your parka
They
on.
were
Yeah.
no, they were showing up, showing out, dude. I mean, people were there freaking 5 a.m.
So describe like the event. Like, where is it? What is it?
So they do it at the Sheraton Hotel, which is in downtown Chicago. And the first night is more of like opening ceremonies. You dress up, which cowboy hat. I don't know if y'all saw.
You want to talk about it now, or
Go ahead. Hey,
Nah,
2024,
hold
the year
on,
of
bro.
confidence.
all right?
I loved it.
Hey, the fit was there, bro.
Fit was there.
I got one.
hey,
I got
I-
one beef with the fit.
Yeah.
We're gonna put it on the screen.
Yeah,
Me
we
and
got
Mitchell
to, bro.
immediately started talking about
Dog,
it.
What
the
is it?
dude? Money long like Shaq feet, bro. Your boots look like you was wearing a size 17, B.
Oh, no, they definitely got a little curl up. to
Yeah,
them.
them
Yeah.
shits were Grinch gang, bro.
Yeah, it looked like like an elf, like Will Ferrell shoe compared to everybody else's. It had a little
Style, baby.
curl to
Style.
The curl
That's
was
because they're a little bit dressier. So they got a
They-
little
yeah.
pointed toe. They have a little
bro.
curl.
The
up.
curl was brazy.
him. How
dog.
tight were they on your feet though?
The banana hammocks were brazy, dog.
No, I mean, I'm starting to break them in, so they're starting to get pretty comfortable.
They
What?
weren't like. I feel like they'd be squeezing my foot together.
Um,
I just sent it to Mason. I said, "Why our boy got the longest toes in the Midwest right now?"
I said I'm bringing it up on the pod. We're gonna
He
address
pulled
this.
up with the banana clip.
But anyways, all right. So
so
first
the
night,
first night's
yeah.
dress up like they call it blue carpet. It's it's some autographs, just interacting with some fans, and then they do, like I said, like more like opening ceremonies of introducing staff and players, and some
Big
of the
staff,
different
big staff to
prospects.
announce.
Big staff to announce.
Big staff.
They do. It's more of like a formal kind of like sit down and talk and those kinds of things. So it's a good time. There's a lot of different, it's almost like a gala basically.
Yeah.
And then the next day is more of like the full day event where you have, autograph sessions. You do live radio interviews.
When did that start?
10 a.m.
Yeah. Yep. I got picked up.
I got a
8:45.
schedule because I was supposed to
That
go.
was quick. That was quick.
I got picked up 8:45. Yeah, it was. Like I said, it's the autographs. It's interviews. It's some different, like even like scoreboard reads, just kind of some stuff behind the scenes that they go ahead and knock out so you don't have to do during spring training. And then you do meet and greets, just different things like that, obviously you're able to interact with the fans, which is awesome. And them to be able to get, kind of see your personality a little bit and just to be able to kind of show your appreciation for them showing up during the season and talking about how excited you are. Did just some like on stage, like kind of like panel talks and things like that. So
Craig
it was a fun
Craig
time,
spoke very highly of you in one of those.
I know. It was so funny. Just not that Mal gives me a hard time, but she definitely talks how I can walk the line pretty finely about confidence and arrogance. And just hearing him kind of say that made me crack up because I think, was it you that sent it to me? Was it you? It was one of y'all. It was like, Craig spoke really highly of you. I was like, I ain't seen y'all sent me the clip, which was awesome. It's obviously great to have your manager believe in you like that and be able to have your back. And I'm excited to kind of, further that relationship. Yeah. And it was so funny. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing. I got home late Saturday. Sunday rolls around. I get on Twitter and like, if my mentions are high, I just click on them to like refresh it and get it off. I click it and someone had tweeted me and was like, why can't you just go there, just sign autographs? Like, why are you calling out Jed? Because I said the sign belly thing. And they're like, let Jed do his job. Just go play shortstop.
Dude. Yeah.
Dude, I screenshot it. I sent it to Jed, and I was like, I didn't know this was your burner account.
Jed's on your head.
He thought it was so funny. But no, I'm excited, man, about this year. I think it's going to be a huge year for us. I think we got a lot of things rolling and going into the season and kind of having a little bit more of an identity and being able to actually form that throughout spring and to be able to kind of hit the ground rolling, I think is going to be big for us just because last year there were so many new moving parts. And, we obviously believed that we were going to be good, but getting to the point where, like, things are flowing. And I think that we'll have a little bit more of an understanding this year because of the returning guys, some of the guys that we've brought in, and things being able to kind of seamlessly fit a little bit more so than maybe last year. And obviously, hopefully, there's a couple more moves made to bring in some guys, whether it's some relievers, another starter, belly, another bat, or something. I think that there's some moves that are left to be made, which will really benefit us. So looking forward to that. And I mean, obviously I'm leaving in a couple of weeks. I don't know when we're putting this out, but I'm getting out to spring pretty early.
Pretty soon. So yeah. And there's not to, I guess, spoil it, but we're going to be putting out some CubsCon content. So big shout out to all
Cubs
of our people at the Cubs.
Staff.
Yeah. I mean, they've been
awesome.
They've been great for us. So we're going to have some of that for you all, which
will be great. Yeah. I know. We appreciate y'all watching the hitting video.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do some more of that stuff moving forward, whether it's that or just
kind of the life stuff.
We're really trying to give you some insight, just kind of walk the line of doing some real authentic stuff to just show you who I am, what I believe in, how I operate on a day-to-day basis, give you some inside access to look at CubsCon and how that time was for me and interacting with teammates and all that kind of stuff. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be fun. Like we were, whether you all think we do or don't, I don't know, but we read the comments and all of that. And it's funny. I was talking to Dansby and I had a call the other day, and it sounds so official when we said that. He called me the other day and
driving because that's literally when I call.
Yeah. And we were talking about one of the guys had commented just about how cool it was to see you and kind of your process. And then we were saying how, when we started this YouTube goal, I think, originally some people, including kind of yourself, was like, I don't want to be a YouTuber. And it's like, you're not a YouTuber.
We're just putting it on YouTube.
We're just putting it on YouTube. Like it's just a place for us to put information. And then we kind of talked about like when we were kids, like imagine if we had access to what we're about to give you all of our favorite players.
I think one of the comments I read too was like, I couldn't imagine like if Chipper was doing this when we were kids, which is like,
or for me, like Nomar. I still watch Nomar stuff to this day. Like,
like you were saying, you search for Nomar stuff, like
still to this day.
And we're not giving away everything that you do or anything like that, but we're gonna show, what we're comfortable, what you're comfortable with, not necessarily us, but what you're comfortable with showing. And I think that's just gonna be an amazing sort of insight, because I don't know if people have this idea of what an MLB player is, but it's a lot of hard work.
I think one thing that I want to make clear for everybody is, like, we're open to suggestions. You know what I mean? Like, if there's stuff you want to see, or you want just a video of me talking about certain things, like, I'll go over it. I mean,
for the greater good, not corny stuff.
Right. I think I've proven that, like, I'm willing to have conversations about things. And so if there's stuff that you want to hear, you want me to, get a little more detailed or expand upon, like, let's do it. Let's talk about it. I'm all for it. And sometimes, we want to know what y'all want so we can give y'all the information and content that you want. So feel free to, plug us and comment on whatever it is that you want, because
Mason will
we're willing to do
I'll send them
anything. Yeah.
And we're willing to do a lot, and just anything that we can really do, I guess, to probably just help anybody or something that's just interested in just trying to market Dansby the best we possibly can. We do a lot of cool stuff, so trying to help as many people as we possibly can. Add some value, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine having access to whoever.
Facts.
Furcal or whoever. Furcal. Imagine going through a Marcus Giles bicep workout.
Dan Ugla forearm workout.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
As Dansby said, he doesn't max out on bench.
No.
We're not getting that out of him. We're not getting that out of him.
Big reps guy.
Let's do some X bar action.
Yeah.
All right.
But
appreciate y'all.
So absolutely. I guess see y'all on the next episode.
You're